Hey everybody, it's Cheeky Jack Gaming, keeping it simple. I wanted to share a peg that I've been fishing for the last couple of days actually, and it's producing quite nothing spectacularly massive, but it's producing really quickly. I've not fished it all day. I've only fished it in the morning and once late in the evening, and it seems to be morning time here seems to be the most productive. Now, I'll show you my depth in a minute, but I'm fishing right on the edge of this weed. And I started, if you look, my clock in the bottom left hand corner is 9:05. I started at 7:53. I think I've had 5 carp already and 2 tench. That's predominantly what I seem to catch here. I'm fishing around 5 foot 5 inches deep. If I go too far to the right where that bush is, it's as if the bank is going up to the right, so it's shallower to the right there. I have caught sort of mid-water as well, around about the 4 foot, 3.5 foot, 2.5 foot, couple, because I started quite shallow and went down. But I'm right on the bottom now, and I'm catching. I'm saying I'm catching every cast. I'll probably it's typical. You go on YouTube and start recording, and things go quiet. But I've just had 2 tench on the trot. Prior to that, I've had 4 or 5 carp. The biggest one was around about £8, £7 9 or something like that. But it's very busy here. Um, you can catch on the cheese. This lake's predominantly very good with cheese. When I first started fishing it pre-release, here we go. I used to catch a lot on P, and the P works well here, but the cheese is the number one bait in here for me. It's where I'm catching most of my fish on, the predominantly bigger fish anyway. Although saying that, I've had some big carp on P. So yeah, so you can see I've got £52 in that already, and I only started here at 7:53. So you can see it's been quite a busy session already. And I reckon this is probably one of the most productive pegs that I've come across, where you continuously, if you want to grind money, this is probably the peg to be at. Um, I'll show you my setup in a minute. I just want to take advantage of still catching fish while it's early doors. But I've got a 10 hook on, but I was catching on a 12 as well, but not as prolific. I'm going to test an 8 out after this. I swapped over from a different float I was using. I've gone to a carp float now. But it doesn't seem to matter what float you use, but I've been using this carp float on this lake because it looks really cool with the blue light on the top of it. Because it's quite an elongated blue light, so it looks really cool. I can turn my light off now. And you can see it sits really well in the water compared to a lot of the other floats that stand really high in the water. I mean, obviously the nightlight thing is standing quite high, but I mean the body of the float itself is the balsa part is only just slightly sticking out of the water, which is ideal. That's how I prefer my floats. I actually prefer them where the bristle touches the water, so you've literally just got a bristle showing, and then if you get a touch, you know you've got something messing about. This peg here though, they don't seem to mess about. It just seems to get buried straight away and it's gone. Um, I'm even half hitting them, just as they start to go. Normally, I wait for it to go right under, but there's no prisoners here. It's just gone. So building a score up and building up the weight is going to help. I mean, I got my level. I think the day before yesterday. I'm level 8 now. As you can see, I've got 500 out of 1900 points. So it won't be hard. And I haven't taken any quests for ages either. I think the last quest I did was on the starter lake. Here we go. Got by there. So I reckon if you was doing the, I don't know what the quests are like on this lake because I've not took any, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of larger fish quests, and there's a lot of fish in here like zander, eyed, Prussian carp. Obviously, you've got your tench and your carp and your bream, and I haven't caught a bream in here yet, but I've caught lots of silver bream already over the pound mark. So, that's quite a predominant fish in here as well. The silver bream on the leech or on the P. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll have a look at my other video. There we go. Got a bite straight away. No messing about. Hit it. So as you can see, these fish are not huge, right? But I mean, I'm not. There's another tench. That's 3 tench I've had on the trot now, and that's 275. The last one was 3 something. So this is a net. This is definitely a net building. I mean, I've got £330 net in, and that's like, look at that. I'm 55 pound into it already. That's crazy in that short period of time. So it's not going to take long to fill this net up, guys. So you can imagine how much coin you can make here. I reckon this is probably the spot on here that I found up to now where you can turn the fish over really quick. I'm going to fish this a bit longer today as well. I'm going to fish it through to midday and that. I'm looking at the temperatures. It's quite warm. It's 74 degrees. And there's a very little wind on here of 2 kilometers, which is cool. Last time I fished here yesterday, it was really windy, about 25, 26. I've had it go up to, I think, nearly 38 or something like that. Crazy how windy it gets around here sometimes, but it was fishing really well. I was catching more tench than I was carp when it was really windy and it was cooler. So I don't know. I can't make out whether it's the weather conditions or that make it so will dictate what fish you catch. But I started off with cheese was green. You can see it's down to orange already. So I battered this piece of cheese that I had on. I've already used one lot of cheese on the last time I was on here. So the cheese is predominantly the bait on here for me. For these mid-range fish, you know, for the sort of like, for the £2 to sort of £8 mark. I'm sure there's bigger fish will be caught on cheese. It's just a matter of being patient. And you know what I'm like. I cast in and I won't move it until I get a bite. And if it means it's an hour in game time, it's an hour in game time. I don't care. But the idea is just to find places and share it with you guys. Because obviously, I'm surprised more people haven't found this peg. And if they have, they're not sharing it. For obvious reasons, because it's too good, I guess. I don't want everyone turning up here, especially with the limit of 5 players on a server. I tried to get on an earlier time, but I couldn't because the server was full already. 5 people were on the 5 o'clock one, and that's what time I wanted to get on here-ish and try it from 5 right round to midday. But I got the 10 to 8 slot, which is, I mean, I've got my tent up on the road behind me. If I push them, you'll see it behind me. Incidentally, there's a coordination sphere, so you can see them at the old bridge. My tent is up on the street. Here we go, bye. So, and it's right next to the shop as well. So, oh, this is a nice fish. It's gone to the left already behind the reeds. Can't see it. So, I'm only using, I've got my brakes at 53. I haven't, like I said, I haven't fished this peg before, so I'm a bit reluctant to stick it right over there. It's another carp. But you can see come on, let's get this in and stop faffing about. Oh, that's a bit of a big greenie. I never expected that then. It's when the line one starts to come, that's when you know you've got a big fish on. When your line starts bouncing around on the bottom. The rod and the reel can take the pain, as you can see here. Look, I've turned it right up there to 100. So this must be £5 or £6, this. Maybe a little bit higher. Oh, there we go. 7.67, nearly £8 fish. So you can see what a massive weight you can build here in a short period of time. Look at that, I'm on £62 now. Let's have a look at my rig so you can see what I've done here. So as you can see, I'm using what's called the carp float, and it's 4 ounces. And you can see I'm fishing at 5.5 foot. I don't know what that is in centimeters. I'm sorry, guys, I don't do that. But you can easily convert it. You can do a 5'5" and then change it on the settings, and you'll see exactly what depth I'm using. And you can see that I'm on the I'm fishing the 18 pound. You can see it's had a right batter in this as well. It's really getting toasted in it. And again, I'm on a 10 hook, and I'm using cheese. So you know that's pretty much it, innit? 5'5". I was fishing at 5'10", but the float just starts to lean a bit. But if you've got no bait on it, it'll stand up. But if you move to the right, like I say, if you fish there where that bit of twig is there, the float will just sit to the right. It doesn't matter where you fish around it. I've even caught fish inside the reeds here, in the reeds. I don't think this duckweed on top has any significance to do with fish. I mean, I cast in the middle of it before by accident. I couldn't be arsed moving it, and I got a bite straight away. Maybe that's a sign I should probably fish in the weeds, but I like to see my float properly, so hence why I'm always fishing just past the weed bed. But you can see it's just a pretty good peg. It just fishes its box off. It'd be interesting to see if you can catch other stuff, you know, like using the slug or the snail and stuff like that here. I haven't been doing that. I haven't been testing them on here, but that's my intention to do that. I just wanted to find a few pegs first, where I could predominantly catch fish and get some bottom feeding rods, because I've got absolutely no money. I've bought a load of floats and weight and all that. You can see I've got 221, but the kit, oh, a new record, what's that? A common carp. Oh, right, okay. I thought, I'm thinking about pre-release. I caught this massive one, so yeah, that's a small carp. There's bigger carp. There's like 18, 20 pounders in here. I've seen them, I think 23 or something like that. Someone caught one next to me when I was fishing before the game released, and I got an 18 or a 17. I've done a video on it. I didn't see the person who was fishing it. It just came up on the left-hand side of my screen. Someone caught 23-pound carp while I was fishing there, but I don't know if I was recording when I took that, but it happened while I was on a peg anyway. And I caught a 17 and an 18 or something like that, or a 16 and a 17. I'm going to be fishing that peg soon. It's just about, it's there. I'm going to go fish that peg soon, and I'll give you guys an update as soon as I fish there, and show you where I'm catching the carp on there, because there's some massive carp in there. You can catch, yeah, I can fill that 330 net up in like 8 fish. It's crazy. I'm sure as I go fishing around, as you can tell, I'm moving around the bank slowly but surely. So as I predominantly go, but it's hard to fish all the pegs because they don't all fish well. So you can end up spending 10, 15, 25 an hour here and there and not doing anything and not finding anything. And it's just every now and again you fall upon something like this where I always predominantly fish from the bottom and work my way up in the water, because I've found that in these kind of places you catch most of the fish on the bottom or just off the bottom. But I'm sure other people who are fishing this are catching mid-water and stuff like that, because at the middle of the day, that's where you catch fish a lot of the time. Because they're not on the bottom. So it's 10 o'clock here now, and it kind of feels like it's slowed down a bit. Don't know why, but... I'm not making this video long, guys, either. You're just going to have to trust me on this. You can see my net's got £60 in anyway, so you know that there's fish being caught. And like I do always, I'll nip to the shop and sell them all so you can see what I caught. And then that gives you an indication of, you know, what stamp of fish you're going to get here. Although this net doesn't represent the net I caught yesterday, because I had a load of bigger tench in the net yesterday. I think I had a £5.5. I had four over £5 yesterday here. And a lot of carp around the £6 mark. So I would say the average weight in here, the tench for me up to now is around £4, 3.5, 4.5 pound. And the average carp in here, I would say, is probably around the £8 mark for me. £7 maybe, seven, maybe £6 to £7. But I haven't fished the bigger pegs further down where they're deeper and you've got more fish there, or deeper. So when I say, you know, I can get maximum float, still get the bottom, but it's further out, not deeper. It's great when you can cast further out and you're still not on the bottom, because then it gives you choice of fishing about. If I go just past here, there, my float is over 7 foot there, so it's like a big drop off. So yeah. I was updating my OBS, otherwise you would have seen a picture of all the fish I've caught. I was waiting for OBS to update, so I didn't realise there was an update. So yeah, I've also been playing another game on the side. So obviously I'm not because of the server issues on here, which is annoying me because I can't get on what time I want to fish in the morning. And when it's peak time like this, got to appreciate a lot of people have bought the game and they want to get on the same and they want to fish the pegs at a set time in the morning, which is fair enough. I think the developer probably needs. He says he's working on the architecture and all that, but should have probably spent some money and bought another server, or hired another server for 30 days and put some extra pegs out. If he'd have put 24 pegs out, we would have spread the load a bit. But I guess financially it's not quite feasible for that individual. Who knows? Master, if you're listening, mate, you know, no offence to you, mate, but you need to get your hand in your pocket and, you know, everyone's bought the game off you. At least, you know, support the game properly. I know you're working hard, mate, but yeah, you know, people are getting fed up. I'm not fishing as much as I was first few days, purely because every time I go on the server to try and change to an earlier server, I can't. It keeps saying you can't change server, so you know, it doesn't come up in the queue. You have to quit the game, and it just gets a ball ache quitting all the time. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in all the games that I'm playing, I am actually going to be doing a video on a game that I picked up. It came out in April this year. I'm not going to tell you what it is on here because this is the fishing game. It's not fair on Master Coda because I'm doing a fishing video on here. But yeah, I'm playing this other game, which it's brutal. It's brutal, but I love it. But leave us a comment below if you guys are interested in seeing any different videos, or you know what some of your favourite games are, what type of games you like playing. Because I like playing MMOs, me, and as you can probably predominantly see from my YouTube channel. But fishing is my other passion, and also modelling. I do a lot of railway modelling, which you guys probably won't be interested in. But I've also got a YouTube channel with which I speak English and German on, because I'm currently building a model railway in my living room downstairs. I've converted my living room and dining room into one massive big room, and I've started the process of building a massive layout down there in Engage, and it's all European railway, so it's not English, it's German. So I'm looking forward to doing that over the winter period, spending a bit of time on there when the nights get darker and whatever when I'm not on my PC anyway. I haven't had a bite for 10 minutes. What's going on? That's unusual. It's gone 10:30. No, it's not 10:30. It's nearly 10:30 in game. Temperature's gone up a bit higher than what it was, 73 when I started. Maybe it wasn't even that, it was 72, I think. Last time I saw temperatures like this was in the United Kingdom in 1976. That tells you how old I am. I was born when Centurion was a rank and not a tank. You probably won't know what that means, but the British Army used to have a Centurion tank many years ago. And my father, bless his heart, used to drive around in them things. God rest his soul. No longer with us. Yeah, here we were telling you how quick and how dominant this peg is and how we get a bite of chuck and all that, and it seems to have just gone on its arse. So that's got to be something to do with the temperature. I'm tempted to try and put, I don't know, a bit of pea on or a worm or a bit of corn just to see if changing the bait will increase. So if I get a bite in the next couple of minutes or so, I'll do that. If I don't, I'm going to put a different bit of bait on just to see if we get a take on something different purely because it's worn the bait out. But yesterday I only problem I caught on cheese all the way past 12:30, something like that. From like 5 something in the morning, it was pretty predominant. I had a full net nearly. I'm going to put a pea on. Oh, there we go. Got a bite straight away. How cheeky is that? Oh, Tench. Right. So I am going to put 1.14. I am going to change the bait over just purely. And if I don't get a bite on this quite quickly, then I am actually going to let me have a look. Should put a bit of I'm tempted to put a bit of corn on actually. You see that there, guys? That tells you what fish is the maximum fish size you can catch on that bait. I did it in my last video, so look, you can catch up to 48 pound on these, which is quite bizarre, isn't it? And that's only 88. Look, wow, look how much. Look at the size of the fish you can catch on them. So it just goes to show you that on a fly you can only catch 15 pound on a fly and 11 pound on that. So I'm going to put a pea on. And we're just going to try the pea as a one-off because I didn't try it yesterday, so. And I'm going to put a bit of corn on after that, and then I'm going to call it quits on the video because I want to show you what I've caught in this short period of time. It'll be 12 o'clock by then, probably. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to come a little bit further in. I'm going to come closer to that, into that weed and see what happens there because I caught quite a few in here yesterday. Just because under casting and not casting properly. There we go. Let's stick it in the weed and see what happens. Oh, it's too shallow there. It's come up. Float sitting on its side. Yeah, it's not sitting in the water, that guy, so I'm going to just pull it back and put it back in the spot and it just passed again. Sorry to faff about here, but let's just get it where I want it here. I'll have to just drop it up by 5 inches, up 0.5, half an inch or whatever, and then pull it into the grass, into the duckweed, I mean. But that is perfect. That's where I've been catching all my fish, literally right there. And just slightly left as well, and a little bit to the right of it. So anywhere along this mark here, really, anywhere along here. Catching the fish round here. I'm pretty sure I'll probably catch them here as well if I cast, but I'd have to shallow it up a bit. I've got a funny feeling that this pea is not going to be as productive as the cheese was. I don't know why. But normally when you change bait straight away, you start getting bites straight away, and then you get 2 or 3 bites and it tails off again. So let's see. If I have to wait a long time for this bite, then what I'm going to probably do, I'm going to leave this peg at spot on midday. So I'm going to go back on the cheese because I'm convinced the cheese will catch you all day long here. But I just wanted to test this. I also want to test the corn as well, because I haven't tested the corn here as well. I just came here because the only reason I found out the cheese was here is because the last fish that I caught at the where was it, the Duck Cove, I was using cheese and I caught like an £8 summit. I was catching a lot of bigger carp on the cheese on around the weed bed round the back there. I made a video on it. You should be able to see that. If you're not watching, you've not got a signal, then you need selling off. You should be watching my videos, guys. So if you've got a signal, I'm all right. You don't have to watch my videos. But you still have to comment on the bottom saying you've got a signal so that I know you've made the effort. It's all good. You don't have to. I didn't go to bed till 6 a.m. this morning, guys. I was playing this other stupid game. It's crazy, man. Absolutely got me hooked. And the trouble with fishing is you have to concentrate on it. You have to watch your float. Otherwise, if I've had a bite alarm on, obviously I wouldn't have to. I could keep it beeping. I could put it on the other machine. I've got 2 computers here because I box 2 accounts when I'm playing MMOs. So yeah. So what I could do is I could put it on one and then play the game on the other, but I can't because you can only use your Steam account for one, so not 2, because it crashes the other one. So yeah, that wouldn't work. Because I bite alarms, fish, and carry on. Oh, here we go. So we did get a bite on the old P. And this will be a carp, I bet you. There you go. Never let me down. So that was a slower bite. And it's a smaller fish. It's only like £6 mirror. That's not so bad. Look at that roach swimming on its side. That's interesting. Looks like it's struggling. So the P works as well, as you can see, guys. The P always works. The P works everywhere, to be fair. But it was a slower bite, that. But I did have to wait a long time for the cheese bite before as well. The wind's gone up 16. Interesting. It was 2. So it's getting windier. I want to see if I catch a tench on the P. I don't think I will, but you never know. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's leaving comments on my videos. There's a lot of you out there. Thank you very much. And this is just for anybody else who's watching. Ich bin auch Deutsch. Ich kann auch ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. So vielen Dank. Sie haben auf mein Video geguckt und Sie haben einen Comment gelassen. Ja, ich bedanke mich. So that was just for some of the German people that have been watching my video. I just want to say thank you to them. Because people have been leaving comments on my videos in German, which is cool. I'm cool with that. Feel that. Du kannst auch in Deutsch schreiben. Ich kann das verstanden. Das ist kein Problem, yeah? So you can write it in German if you want. I do understand German. I can read and write it. And I can speak it. So, you know, guys, don't feel like you have to write in English if you can't handle it. Write in German. I can still read it. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I go to Germany quite regular, do some more modelling. So I'm not a model person. I mean railway road modelling. So I go and buy lots of products from over there and go to lots of shows in the summer. So yeah, so I'm a bit. So I don't need my Apple AirPod 3s to convert my language. You think I'm all right? Oh, sorry, Nat. I had an Italian guy speak to me yesterday. I didn't have a clue what he was saying. Bless him. I just want to say a big thank you if you watch my videos. He came into the chat channel. I was on the chat channel for the fishing game yesterday, and he came in and he bless him. He tried his hardest to speak to me, and I couldn't understand him. Some of the things he said I understood, but yeah, tried. Bless him. I mean, Italian's hard to speak anyway, but God, he's done really well. To some of the English he was saying, I could understand some of it, but yeah. But Italians have got this flow in their language where they kind of like, it's like they're telling you a story all the time. You know, it's like a song. Yeah, I just wish I could speak Italian. That'd be great. Right, it's 11:13, guys. This video is probably more like 30 minutes long now. It's another 2-hour upload. So I am going to pull this out at midday, and then I'm going to go and sell my fish like I promised. And that'll conclude the video. But yeah, carp and tench spot, definitely here. Not caught anything else yet today. I did yesterday, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't. That's the trouble with doing these videos, guys. They're useful for people who haven't got the time to invest like I can. So you can find spots to fish in and you can catch fish quickly and start leveling up because you've got family and stuff to do or work. So that's why I do these videos, because I appreciate you guys can't put in the time to find the spots. And it's really great when folks share that with you. That's why I do this. I don't care if people come here and beat my records and all that. I don't give a shit about records. The only records I care about are the ones that sounds come out of. And that might have flown over a few people's head because they're not used to records in the past. But yeah, I'm happy for share anything. The same as when I fish in real life. You know, I share all my information. I fish with my friends and what have you. And if anyone's on the bank, oh yeah, what you catching on, mate? Yeah, I'm catching on this. Yeah, and I'm fishing like this off the bottom or whatever. And I share the information that people can, you know, enjoy because it's a sport to enjoy, isn't it? And it's even this is a game. It's still a sport. It's still fun. Definitely an early morning peg, this guys. It's starting to struggle past the midday mark. It's weird because yesterday it's got to be the weather conditions because it was overcast yesterday when I was fishing. I was catching all day, all the way past midday. I can't remember if it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock to stop fishing because I went to play another game. But yeah, I was catching from 5 o'clock in the morning right round. It might have been 11:30. I might be lying. I can't remember because I wasn't really looking at the clock because I wasn't planning on recording it. So I wasn't watching time. I'm going to have to start making timestamps and stuff like that when I'm watching it because I do write stuff down on my pad so that I can give you the information. Yeah, this pea came and that's it. Went. I had one bite on it. 25 past. So, what do we do? Do we put another cheese on for the last 40 minutes? Or do we chuck something else on? I wanted to put a bit of corn on, but... Let's wait till 1:30. Oh, on cue. So we've caught 2 on P. That's a small fish as well. Yeah. Look at that though, guys. £72 a fish while I've been here. That's not to be sniffed at, is it? Right, let's just chuck something different on. Let's put a bit... Should put another bit of cheese back on or what? I don't know. Should we try a bit of corn? Do you know what? Let's go a bit of corn. Then we tried all three, haven't we? I haven't tried the old worm yet either. Not the lug... The, yeah, lugworm. Normally, what you find when you're fishing on here is that when you change bait, you immediately get a bite straight away because, like, it's something fresh, and they usually have it straight away. Or well, that's if the fish are there. I'm guessing, you know, it's like anywhere, isn't it? There we go, right on cue. That's what happens normally. Predominantly, there's a tench. See, I expected that, if I'm honest, because you do catch tench on the corn quite regular. So yeah, that's pleasant. That pleasant surprise. Last bit of corn here because it's going to come off the up when I cast in probably. Going back on cheese if it does. Right, there we go. So that's normally predominantly what happens. When you change bait, you can catch 2 or 3 fish on the same bait and then it quietens off again. Then you flip another bait on it, boom, gone again. So that's why I put the P on just to see. I mean, I did get a bite on P, but it wasn't as quick as I anticipated. I expected it a bit quicker than that. But yeah. It's funny how I've only ever caught 90% of the fish that I've caught on here are carp and tench. I've had a perch on here, but 1 European perch. That's it. Everything's been tench and carp on here. And a silver bream. First time I fished here, second cast had a silver bream. I might be wrong. It might be the third cast. I changed bait. I put a worm on. I caught a silver bream. Then I caught a European perch. Then I changed over back to cheese. And then boom, it started going silly again. "20 minutes to go in game. And then I'm going to conclude the video, guys. We're going to run up to the shop. What time is it? It's now 11:41, so it'll be 12 midday. So the shop's open. I'll sell all the fish. You can see what I caught. Share the net with you. And then I'm going to call it quits on the video, guys. And then I'll be looking to see what else we can catch. Where else? I might even go and fish that other peg. In fact, I might do that on my next video. My next video might be the Bay of Shadows. Massive place, that, isn't it? Do you know what? I haven't fished this peg yet either. I haven't fished here, Eagle Bay. I'll quite have a fancy of that as well. I'm going to have a look at that one day. What would be nice is to catch a 10-pounder here before I go. Imagine that, last chuck, boom, 10-pound carp. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Get your name up there. In lights, on YouTube, 10-pounder. Then that'd be my record fish because I haven't caught a 10-pounder since the game released. If I loaded my settings from my previous game, because I've got that in my settings, I can load. Let me just have a look and see if it's still there. I think it is settings. Yeah, look, cloud save. So that's where your cloud saves if you ever want to go back to it. So if you want to start a new game, you can do it in cloud save. You have to just find it in settings, and you can go back to when you first started or whatever, or you can start a new game and come back to this game later on if you want to start a new game with some friends. You can use the cloud settings to do that, which is cool. $11.50. Come on, lads, let's have you. One more fish on the corn. Let's be having you. I should have put a bit of cheese back on before I finished. Super swank a big carp. I do like this float I've got on though. It's cool, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm disappointed with the corn in this game. I was expecting it to be much more fruitful. And it's not been as fruitful as I expected it to be. Because corn's a really good bait. I use it all summer in the UK. It's fantastic. 2 bits of corn on a number 10 hook or a 12 hook or even a 14s. Boom, you all the time. Bream, tench, carp. They love it. But a lot of fisheries in the UK now, I'm not sure if that's the same way you guys live, but a lot of fisheries in the UK are becoming predominantly pellet fishing waters. So, you know, some of the more traditional baits like castor and the worm. The worm still works everywhere, especially in the colder months with the bream and stuff like that. But yeah, pellet seems to be taking everything over. I got some luncheon meat pellets from a company in the UK the other day. Can't wait to try them on the river. They'll be brilliant. Fish meal with luncheon meat flavour. That's just crazy, isn't it? Midday, guys. I'm going to pull my rod out now. I'm going to call it a down this peg. And yeah, we're going to go and sell what fish. Look at that. Nearly 75 pound of fish there, guys. That's not bad, is it? That ain't bad at all. So let's go and flog that so you can see what I've caught. A big thank you to everyone who's been leaving likes and all the new subscribers that I've got. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. So here we go. Look at that. So you can see. Let me just pull it all the way to the beginning. So you can see £6, 5. You can see the weight there. Look, I would say 7. I'd say probably 5.5, £6. And then the catch of tench. Look at that. 1, 3, 2, 1. So you can see the tench are a little bit smaller, but the carp are definitely around this 6, 7 pound mark, aren't they? So yeah, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tench and all the rest of carp. Obviously there's mirror and common carp there, so 2 different species, isn't there? But it's all that. Yeah, look at that, 693. So that's put me on the 900. So there you go, guys. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. And if you fish this peg and you've used different tactics, let me know below, guys. It'd be interesting to know. Because, I mean, look at this peg over here. This looks pretty sweet as well. Look at this here. This looks nice, doesn't it? This has got to, I've got to be fishing here, haven't I? Look at this. Wow. That looks nice. Anyway, do you know what? Let's go have a look and see who's got the name on the board. Let's shout out to the people that have got names on the board, because I don't really do this a lot, really, to be honest. But let's have a look and see who has. See what the biggest fish is. All right, there we go. So I haven't got my name on there anyway, that's for certain. So yeah, talk to Banana. Congratulations, mate. You got first place at the moment. I don't think that'll stand though. Harley Street, £6.57. I tell you what, my common carp wasn't far off of that, mate. You're lucky. And look at that, a Zander. Still haven't caught a Zander in here, mate, yet. Prussian carp. I haven't caught a Prussian carp yet either. They're the two fish I haven't caught yet. That's a big roach. Look at that. Yeah, congratulations to you guys. Let's have a look before we log at my species that I've caught compared to what them guys have caught. So, I think that silver bream, I'm going to get a 5-star silver bream in here. I'm determined to find one of them. Look at that night crawler. So there you go. There's a secret there, guys. If you want to catch silver bream, catch them on that. Biggest roach so far. It's a bit disappointing on the bread. I'll catch it. I've not even been fishing for them though. I am going to get one though. But look at that, £4 on the corn. That's only a 2-star as well. So I've got a big again, £5.47. I caught that on the first day, and to this day, it's still my biggest catch. That on Tench. Mirror carp, £8.81 on the P. And then bullhead, yeah, I caught that on the first day and all, first day fishing. I'm surprised that my biggest common carp is £6.48, but that's today's record as well, which is kind of interesting. And they're both only 1-star fish. There's some massive big carp in here, guys. Look at the size of that piece. I've not even caught a pike yet. I actually put a pike bung on the other day and I started, but I had to bail out. So, right, let's have a look at my stats quickly. So you can see I've caught 395 fish. I had my first fish lost. I didn't lose it. I stepped back because I was in the water and I didn't want to fall off the ledge. And when I stepped back, it took my fish off the line and said, "You've lost your fish." So that really frustrated me. It's the first time I've lost a fish in the game. I've caught 394 in the keep now. One's gone missing, so hence that's the coinage that I've got. And you can see I haven't done a lot of tasks, but I've completed all of them. I haven't failed any of my tasks, but I'm not really bothered. I'm not doing any more tasks. I'm just fishing to find pegs, to be honest. So yeah, that's my personal records, guys, and you can see I'm 649 of 1900, so I'm a long way from number 9 yet, and I'm nowhere in the rankings, as you can see. I'm not a ranking person, but so yeah. Anyway, guys, that concludes my video, and again, thank you very much to everyone who's been contributing to my videos. I do appreciate it, and stay tuned for the new game that will be on my video channel soon. I will share it. Catch you all later, guys. Cheeky Jack Gaming, keeping it simple. Bye.